What up, B Squad? It's your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 52. I don't know why we doing this, but WeTV said they gonna do it, so we gonna rock with WeTV. I think it's a little stupid, but, whatever. But yeah, you guys, this episode was titled Indecent Proposal. Oh, interesting episode. But before we get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, you guys, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Love During Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys, so I don't even know where we're going to start up with this week's episode because everybody in this episode this week, I had an issue with each and every one of them. So it ain't really no worse because they all are terrible. Let's start with Tia and Rob. Since they're at the bottom of the list, I'm gonna skip around because there's gonna be some people that I gotta touch on, last and middle. But Tia and Rob. So we find out in this episode, Tia got a daughter. I said, girl, I know you lying to me. You got a child. Cute little girl, right? So they're out shopping and her sister is with her, right? So they get to talking about Rob, and you guys know when Rob gets out. Remember last week we found out from Rob's sister and Tia's cousin that Rob will be staying with a family friend who is a woman, right? And I was like, okay, that's a problem for Tia if she can handle it. If she can't, then she can't handle it. But so the sister is asking questions, and while they're talking, Rob just so happens to call, right? And I was like, okay, cool. So the sister starts asking Rob about this living situation. And, Rob's whole thing is that he's staying in a room because I guess somebody he looks at like a brother. This is his girl who is subletting the place from her mama. And she ain't really gonna be there like that. She'll be in and out. And I was like, this sounds hella confusing. And I was thinking to myself, it's like, okay, this sounds, confusing as hell. And I was just thinking to myself, like Rob, it do sound like you hiding something. I'm just gonna keep it real. It do sound like you are hiding something. Like, it don't seem like everything in the milk is clean. It just feels like you hiding something. What that something is, I do not know, but it is something. It's just not, the math ain't math. And let me say that, right? So, now we did find out at one point that he and Tia had discussed, him living with her. And I was like, girl, did you fall and bump your head when you was thinking about that decision with the man in prison that you don't know and you have a young daughter? Now, again, you guys know how I feel when it comes to anybody. This ain't got nothing to do with him being a man and her having a daughter. This just has everything to do with you guys, men and women, willingly choose to partner up with these inmates, right? But then when you have young kids, your kids didn't sign up for this. Your kids don't know them. You don't, and in most of these cases, you don't know these people that you're dating from behind the bars. And like I've said plenty of times before, I'm not judging anybody because we all have a past, and it's what you make of your future. That's my stance when it comes to things, right? But I also have the stance of unless this person is somebody that you were in a relationship with prior to them going to prison, or you were married to them prior to going to prison, then yes, you know how they are in the outside world. But even still, even if you were married to them or in a relationship before they went to prison can change you. So you really don't know. The only thing that you won't know is what would trigger them once they get out of prison. But for someone that you've never met, that you just recently met through a pen pal or through somebody else. You don't know anything about them. They're a complete stranger. Yes, you can say, I love you. We love each other. We want to marry each other. Yes, you can say all those things. But again, you don't know this person. You don't know how they're going to react to you, how they're going to react to your kids when they get home into the free world. Let's just remember what we saw last season on Love After Lockup with Arthur and Hope. Remember how Arthur, kind of dissociated, right? He dissociated, and he had that moment where it was nothing there. So that's why I always say that kind of stuff. So I'm glad that she, sat with herself, thought about it, and said, no, we ain't doing this, right? So then we see later in the episode, as she was having a conversation with her daughter, and she asked her daughter, like, how do you feel about Rob? And her daughter says she loves Rob. And I was like, ugh, that ain't good. Your daughter already has an attachment to this man. Now, what happens if, God forbid, y'all break up? So now your daughter is attached to the man, and yeah, Tia, I don't think this is this one to one or the two, but you a grown woman and you make your decisions, right? So Tia is still thinking about the whole living situation, right? And like I said a few minutes ago, yes, when you listen to what Rob is saying, it does sound, my God, that plane is kind of low. When you listen to what Rob is saying, yes, it does seem like there are some inconsistencies in what he's saying, but, I kind of understood what he was saying at the same time, if that makes sense. And we can talk about it, you guys. We can definitely discuss it. So Rob calls. And so, he told her the reason that he was, late calling her is because I guess there was like some kind of a raid in the prison. And so that's what kept him from calling her. So then they go into the conversation about his living arrangement, right? So she then starts talking about, well, how long you gonna be staying at that other place, right? And he says, well, maybe 6 months, 3 to 6 months. And she's like, so it's gonna take you 3 to 6 months enough you wanna stay with me? I was like, but Tia, be logical, girl. So if he gets out and you say, okay, we've been on each other for a month, you think a month is a good enough time to say, let's move you in with me and my child? No. Like, no, it's not. But okay. It's not. And I agree with him with the whole 3 to 6 months. That way, y'all can actually flush out the relationship, see, what it is between you two going forward. If this is going to be a relationship that's going to withstand the test of time, then you can really figure out what everything is. But I feel like you're also being a tad bit unrealistic. But that's my personal opinion. You guys feel free to let me know what you guys think, right? So Tia getting mad at Rob, and now I didn't appreciate him when he told her to calm the fuck down. I didn't appreciate that, and she called it out. Don't cuss at me, right? But girl, you're being irrational as hell. Then she got so pissed off that she threw her phone in the talking about, since you like the birds and stuff, you can be out here with the birds in the dirt, and threw her phone in the dirt. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, girl, how does that hurt him? You throwing your phone in the dirt. That don't do nothing to him. That don't do shit to him. That don't do nothing to him. But okay, whatever. Let's move on, you guys, to the next couple that we want to talk about. So, I'm saving two couples for last for a particular reason, because I got a lot to say. So let's move on to Savannah and Bradley. Like I said last week about Savannah, this black scent is throwing me, it's blowing me, it's irritating me. There's a lot of things with Savannah that's just annoying me. It's the black scent, it's this plantation house, and that's it. Those two things are annoying me because those two things don't go together. Because, if you guys listen to how she talks, it's literally a black scent. She's giving Sarah 2.0. You guys remember Sarah, Michael, and Megan. Sarah talked white when she was cool. But when she got mad, that Black Scent came out with Sarah. God, I wonder what's going on with Sarah and Michael, and old ass Maria. Because the last time I remember, old ass Maria, from what I have remembered, old ass Maria had got pregnant. I think that's what I remember about old ass Maria, that she got pregnant by a forehead. Ugh, just nasty. Just nasty, just nasty, just nasty. So, we see as Savannah and her mom, they are going to an appointment that she is late to. Child, the one thing to know about me is I try to be punctual. The only time I ain't really that punctual is work. But everything else, I am always on. Like, if you tell me to be somewhere at a certain time, I'm gonna be there 30 minutes. Well, not. Sometimes I'm there. Now, there are rare occasions where I am 30 minutes early to something, and I'll just sit in my car and just chill until it's time to go in. But neither here nor there. So she's wanting to get a BBL because she wants a booty and he likes a butt. And then I kept looking at her. I knew it last week when they showed the before and after pictures. They showed her before pictures. I was like, oh, you were a big girl. I thought maybe she had just lost weight. No, she had gastric bypass surgery, and then she done some. She has. I guess she has some. Well, as big as she was. This is no offense to anybody, me saying this, but the weight that she was, because she said she was 290 pounds, right? So I'm pretty positive with her weighing 290 pounds, and she doesn't look like she's very tall either. So I'm pretty sure after the surgery she has excess skin, right? So I think that's what she was saying, because she was talking about she did something to her hips. So I'm thinking she has some loose excess skin that she got rid of. And so now she's doing the BBL, right? And I was like, okay. So she's saying that Bradley was going to pay for this BBL. I said, girl, with what money? That man is in prison. And if he still got money from when he was, doing the drugs, I'm pretty sure that the cops, I'm pretty sure if the cops or anybody who's affiliated with his case, if they were watching the show and they know about that, baby, it's a done deal for him. Their money is not going to see the light of day ever again to pay for nothing, right? So she's going for the consultation, and they tell her, her options. And then when they told her how much was, because they didn't say a BBL per se, they said something else. And I think it was something that's non-invasive. Well, no, still it's invasive because they taking fat from somewhere and putting it somewhere, but they're gonna do the sculpting as well. I see so many commercials in Dallas about the cool sculpting and stuff, and even on one of our local news stations, they be having people there talk about the cool sculpting. Has anybody ever done cool? Now, it ain't something that I would ever do, because it's just something I would never do. But I've always, what I would love to do is do one of those cryo things. I would love to do that. I've always been curious about that. Now the cool sculpting, nah. I know it's non-invasive. I've just never been interested. But the cryo thing, even though it looked like it's Sub-Zero, I think it's Sub-Zero, I would still do it. I would do it. I done got off track, but it is what it is. So, they told her it's $20,000. I said, say what now? Girl, you better just live with no booty. So then we get back to this plantation house. Y'all, this house is blowing me. This plantation house. So they got a little secret theater room that her grandmother is a fan of Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia. I don't know but it's a secret door to it. I said, oh wow, lady, you're weird. Because I just thought about something. So remember last week, she said her grandmother designed this house after Thomas Jefferson, right? And then this week, we get a video of Karen Huger from Real Housewives of Potomac saying she's Thomas Jefferson's concubine. Girl, Thomas Jefferson just been all over in the last week. And that man been deceased for, I mean, that man been deceased since the 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. That man been deceased for a very, very, very long time. Thomas Jefferson. He was born April 13th, 1743, and he died on July 4th, 1826. That man, 1826. 1826. That man has been dead almost 200 years. He's been dead 198 years. Babe, I know that skeleton is like, oh, I heard my name. Like, I know that skeleton is just like, because I know that skeleton is just like, what are they talking about me for? I'm not there anymore. But yeah, moving on, you guys. So, what's her name? Savannah. She called, well, no, she had a video visit with Bradley, right? So she's telling Bradley how much the surgery is going to be, and Bradley told her no. I was like, I knew you would. I don't know why you thought you could pay for this. You ain't got, but she said he got a job lined up when he gets out. Girl, I don't care what kind of job he got lined up when he get out. You talking about this is going to be $900 a month. Like your mama said. But I still want, I would beg the question, girl, where you going to get a rent at for $800, $900 a month? Now, when I first moved to Dallas, my first and second apartments, my first apartment, that rent, the base was $800, and then after the taxes, it was $900. Same for the second. The base was like a low eight, I think like $850 or so, and after taxes and everything, it didn't even tip $1,000, right? But then the last year that they was going to renew, the last year that I lived there, my renewal came and it just went over $1,000. I think it was like $1,001. But then the third apartment that I had, that one was $1,200, but it was a 2-bedroom. And now this one right here, girl, I don't even want to talk about it. But girl, who the fuck finna pay $900? Girl, your family done pay for other surgeries. Ask them to pay for it, right? And like I said, you guys, that black scent is blowing the hell out of me. It's blowing me, and I'm over it already. Let's go ahead and move on, you guys. So, now we finna go just down to the pits of hell with these next two couples. So, we're gonna start off with the new couple that we met in this week's episode, Jakima and Donnie. Jakima, beautiful girl, right? But girl, I think you dumb as a box of rocks. And I'm gonna tell you why I think you dumb as a box of rocks. I don't think you dumb. Let me take that back. You're less than smart. You're less than smart. You make stupid choices, and you're very irrational. And you got two young 7-year-old boys. You're irrational as hell, right? So Jakima has twin boys, King and Legend. I forgot what the other little boy's name was. Their names are kind of similar. King, I think it's Legend. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, right? But she got twin boys. They're 7 years old, right? When she said that the kid's father, he was in prison, right? And she was putting money on his books, but instead of him doing, getting necessities or whatever he need, he got tattoos. Baby, and I would have asked him to run me my change back too. Nigga, I sent you money for you when I could have kept that for me and my kids. Baby, he would have to see me. So Jakima is from Texas, right? But 2 weeks prior, Jakima moved to Ohio. And I was like, why? So she says the reason that she moved to Ohio is because she's been in a relationship with Donnie for a year and a half, right? She was on one of those websites, those prison websites. She was curious to see, why he was in prison. And so he says he saw her on his JPay, and he wanted to pursue her. So he sends her an edible arrangement and some other stuff, right? And so they've been together for a year and a half. So like I said, 2 weeks ago, she moved from Texas to Ohio. She said he paid for the move. I said, girl, you're stupid. He ain't gonna know if you move down there or not. Take the money, be like, okay, babe, I'm gonna move down there. Take that money, put that money away, and don't move until you feel like, well, never, don't move, period. But take that money, put it in your checking account, take care of you and your boys. Girl, fuck that move. Fuck moving there. That man is in prison. How is he gonna know that you are not there? What he gonna do? Send somebody to the address and say, oh yeah, I saw her car. No. 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 So then on top of that, she lied to her family, right? Her boys don't know that he's in prison, which that's fine with me. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. Until we got deep into this episode, I was cool with it. That her kids didn't know. But she's lying to her daddy, telling her daddy he in the military. I said, oh, what your daddy gonna do when he see this show? Okay, cool. I mean, I guess, girl, if that's what you want to say and that's what you want to do, then cool. It's dumb, but okay. So, Jakima is talking about she wants Donnie to have a relationship with her boys. I said, no, 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 no. 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 You work on having a better relationship with Donnie before you introduce him to your kids. And then she talking about she want to take her boys down to the prison to meet him. I said, oh my God, this is just not a smart choice at all. No. No, 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 no. No. I just think that this is a terrible choice and a terrible decision. She also told her boys that he's in prison, but she didn't tell them why he's in prison. He in prison for drug possession, right? And I'm not judging nobody. I'm not judging that at all. I'm really not. But again, like I said, you don't know him from a hole in the wall. You don't know him from Tom's cat. But you want your boys to have a relationship with him? No. And then he called her while she went to go wig shopping. And I was confused. Them braids that she had in her head, I think that was a wig. I believe that was a wig. It wasn't a bad looking wig, but I think it was a wig. So while she out wig shopping, he calls her, right? Tells her he may be going in the hole, but he don't know what he going in the hole for or for how long. I said, you a lie. If you think you're going into the hole, you know what you did. But he ain't telling her. I was like, girl, that's a warning. That's a red flag right there. That's a problem. That is a problem. That is a problem. That's a problem. And you want that around your kids? Hell the fuck no. Moving on, you guys, and wrapping up the episode. So we gonna wrap the episode up with my God, chaotic ain't even a word for this. This is giving Michael, Megan, and Sarah 2.0. Kate, Hunter, and Kaylee. I said, I know you lying to me, baby. So you guys remember the last week's episode with Kate and Hunter. We ended the episode with him calling another woman, and on his phone screen it said my hubby, right? Well, so Kaylee, beautiful girl, little thickums too. I think she's biracial. So Miss Kaylee, I got a lot of things to say to you. Kind of like what I said. I don't know if I said it about Savannah, but I'm gonna say it here. Savannah don't love herself. Savannah got insecurities, and I think Miss Kaylee got some insecurities too, being a thick girl. But I love the fact that her mama said that she didn't know how to do her curly hair, but you want her to love her curly hair. Love that. But Miss Kaylee, so she was cooking for Hunter, right? I was like, you're the second person that's done that on this show. No, no, no. It was a no. It ain't. I take that back. It's not that I saw it on the show. I think we have saw this on the show where a woman was cooking for a man, but no, I saw this on. I know it came from TikTok where this girl. It came from TikTok, but I saw it on Instagram where this girl cooks a full course meal for her boyfriend who was in prison, and I was just like, for what, girl? Where's all this food finna go to? You cooking a whole full course meal. You sitting on the phone with him, eating by yourself, technically by yourself in the physical aspect, but on the phone he's there. Okay, whatever. Now, Hunter told her he was horny and he wanted her to get him off. He asked her told her to go get the toy. I said, also, this is the one that pulled out the toy and was showing her cleavage, right? I was like, okay. So, Miss Kaylee, girl, you said this is the first successful relationship that you've been in. That's telling in itself. So then we found out they've been together for 5 months, right? She's also saw him in person. Now remember, with Kate, that was where Kate drew the line that women weren't supposed to come see him. I was like, well, girl, he broke that rule. So then we heard them having phone sex with each other, and you see Kaylee in the bed with her legs cocked open. You see a cat on the bed and a dog on the floor. I said, wow. Girl, you really doing this in front of your animals? Now y'all tell me, have y'all ever done to do with your animals in the room? I would, cause I've talked to people who have animals, and I always just feel weird with the animal in the room when when we trying to get into it, cause then they just be, especially if it's a cat, they just want to walk around, or if it's a dog, they want to just look. I'm like, can you go away? I'm just saying, but it's only been one instance, right? And the person had a cat, and I was just like, I'm not really feeling this, but okay. So, Hunter has asked Kaylee to marry him. But when it comes to Kate, Kate has a timeline. Kate is realistic. Kate wants him to be out of prison for a year before they get moved that far. That's super smart. Now, is her name Kate or Katie? Whatever her name is. Katie, Kate, whichever one. Because I got Kate and Katie in my notes, and I forget which one it is. But whichever one it is, y'all know. So Kate or Katie, Miss Kate or Katie, whatever her name is, she was telling Hunter that it's time for him to break things off with the girls. I said, good luck with that one. You don't know that and I actually do believe that he is in love with Kaylee. I thought last week that maybe it was a situation of him just using her, but I think he really loves her. I mean, she done been to see him, and he obviously attracted to her, right? He's obviously attracted to her. He was obviously attracted to her. I mean, they over there phone boning, so he definitely attracted to that lady. Girl, y'all finna get hurt. So he told her, well, one of them's a little bit attached to me, and she has my initials tattooed on her. I said, you might want to tell the truth, Hunter. Tell her that you a little bit attached too. So then we see Kaylee with her friend, right? And he was like, you went and got a tattoo. He was like, what did you get? And she showed him the tattoo. And he looked at her. When he looked at her, he was like, girl, what? And she wanted him to show, that he was happy for her. I was like, girl, this man is nowhere near happy about this. You can see that on his face. It's written all over your face. Like it was written all over his face, girlfriend. She said that, Hunter's going to be her husband and he has the key to her heart. I said, oh, yikes. So then Hunter's telling Kate or Katie that he going to cut the cord. She's telling him to cut the cord, and he said he going to cut the cord. I said, I don't care who tell it. But that was the episode, you guys. mess. A mess. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, you guys, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.